Families in cars stacked with surfboards cruise into the San Mateo campground on the northern edge of San Diego County. Clear skies beckon them for a weekend of beach camping. Drive inland for another 4 miles, and there's an entirely different kind of camp.
You're at Camp Talega, the northernmost camp on Camp Pendleton.
Faye Jonason runs museums on this military base. She's showing off tidy rows of Quonsets, half-round bunk rooms made of corrugated metal.
Hello, anybody here? Okay, so what you're looking at is a squad bay, and it's modern. They've modernized everything. They've repainted it. They've got new beds. So it's not anything like it was for the refugees.
In April 1975, the first 1,000 Vietnamese refugees from Saigon flew into the El Toro Marine Corps base nearby. They were then bused here.
You're figuring you're housing 1,000 people. That means restrooms, bathing facilities, eating facilities, places to sleep.
Troops had just 6 days to set up 8 of these mini cities on the base. Over 6 months, some 50,000 Vietnamese refugees passed through here. Most stayed about 3 months before American families took them in or helped them strike it out on their own.
This apartment here at 4212 Altadena Avenue is the first apartment that the family, about 32 people.
That's Quan Nguyen. He was 5 months old when his parents and extended family left those Quonsets and moved into this 2-bedroom apartment in the City Heights neighborhood of San Diego. Nguyen's parents giggle at the thought of so many people in that tiny place.
At that time, we are refugees in America. At least we have a place nice and clean to live at that time. And at least we have food to eat at that time. So everybody, no complaint.
Back then, the Nguyen's were the only Vietnamese family on the street. Today, people call the neighborhood's main drag Little Saigon. It's a cultural mashup where Somali women in headscarves and Burmese women holding parasols stroll past Vietnamese supermarkets and pagoda-style strip malls. Bob Montgomery headed the International Rescue Committee here for 15 years before retiring in March. He says the fall of Saigon built the City Heights of today.
Because of the services that grew up around the Vietnamese refugees that came out of Camp Pendleton, it was a good place to send people because we had established services. There was religious institutions, some Buddhist temples and other types of religious institutions that they could take advantage of. And of course, maybe most importantly, existing communities where they would feel most comfortable.
Nearly 45% of City Heights residents were born overseas, and last year, Montgomery's office resettled more than 900 refugees. The flow of refugees didn't end with the fall of Saigon. For years afterward, the IRC helped other refugees from Southeast Asia make homes here. And by 1980, Congress took that ad hoc system and made it permanent. That's why the State Department funnels refugees into City Heights today. Montgomery says the Iraqi and Burmese people arriving today can thank the Vietnamese who came here 40 years ago. They found their way, opened businesses, and prioritized education for their kids. Father Harry Nguyen says he didn't have any other choice.
At that time, I say this is my country now. I didn't think anything about Vietnam that time because at that time it's collapsed already and under communism, something that control. So my mind not over there, over here. And everything I concentrate here and take care of family, take care of children. I go to work, and we have a beautiful life here.
Over dinner in his ample suburban home, son Quan Nguyen says the path isn't yet complete. The pharmacist and father of 2 says his generation is looking at more than the family unit. Nguyen says he'd like to see the Vietnamese community better represented in government. Last year, voters in Orange County elected for the first time a Vietnamese American to the California State Senate. And Nguyen has this. His sister is working for the California Republican Party, reaching out to Asian American voters. Megan Burks, KPBS News.